Yeah.
Sean Diddy Combs, one of the most prominent figures in the entertainment industry, has long been revered as a mogul, a man who rose from humble beginnings to become one of the wealthiest and most influential individuals in hip-hop and pop culture. Over the years, Diddy has amassed an empire that includes music, fashion, and even a vodka brand. However, despite his immense success, the multifaceted mogul has found himself entangled in numerous controversies, some of which have pushed the boundaries of public decency and raised questions about the price of fame. The dark side of fame, allegations, and conspiracy. Most recently, Diddy has faced legal and public scrutiny following an arrest that set off a series of disturbing allegations. While the full extent of the charges remains unclear, unverified reports began to surface, hinting at an even darker side to the mogul's persona. Whispers of corruption, abuse, and possible involvement in human trafficking have surfaced across multiple platforms, with some reports even suggesting that Diddy used his power to shield himself from legal and public consequences. But the speculation didn't stop there. The name that inevitably became entwined with Diddy's was that of Oprah Winfrey, a woman who has built an empire of her own, largely based on her image as a philanthropist, media mogul, and champion for women's rights. The connection between Oprah and Diddy has fueled numerous conspiracy theories, with some alleging that Oprah played a significant role in shielding Diddy from further scrutiny. As the rumors grew louder, more people began to question whether Oprah's influence was being wielded in ways that enabled Hollywood's darker undercurrents. Oprah's possible role: a shield or a victim? According to some reports, Oprah's hospitalization was allegedly an attempt to avoid facing accusations related to her involvement in human trafficking and other offenses. While these claims remain unsubstantiated, the speculation surrounding Oprah has gained traction due to her immense wealth and influence in Hollywood. Oprah's career has been built on a reputation for empowerment and success, yet, in the eyes of many, the public's trust in such figures is increasingly being questioned. Some of the more disturbing rumors suggest that Oprah's connection to Diddy goes beyond mere professional camaraderie. Allegations have circulated that she may have actively shielded him from the consequences of his actions, using her platform to obscure the truth. As much as Oprah is celebrated for her philanthropic work, particularly for the advancement of education and women's rights, these speculative connections reveal the underbelly of Hollywood's elites, where many are allegedly willing to protect their own to maintain their status. Despite the lack of definitive proof, the allegations have created a cloud of uncertainty around Oprah. Her critics have pointed to her close relationships with figures like Diddy as a possible conflict of interest. In fact, there are reports of several high-profile meetings between Oprah and Diddy, meetings that critics claim could have been part of a coordinated effort to keep damaging stories about the mogul from reaching the public eye. Hollywood's dark underbelly, a history of exploitation. The accusations against Oprah and Diddy are part of a larger, much more troubling narrative about Hollywood and the entertainment industry in general. For years, the industry has been haunted by allegations of exploitation, abuse, and corruption, much of it hidden from the public behind closed doors. In a town that prides itself on its glamour and excess, there exists a dark undercurrent that seeks to silence victims, protect powerful individuals, and enable a culture of exploitation. Mo'Nique, an Oscar-winning actress known for her bold, unapologetic stance on injustice, has been one of the most vocal critics of Hollywood's exploitation culture. She has shared her own stories of mistreatment within the industry and emphasized the need for accountability. Mo'Nique's testimony exposes a toxic environment where power dynamics have long been used to manipulate, control, and harm others, particularly women, though men have not been exempt from abuse either. Similarly, Jaguar Wright, a singer and activist who has gained attention for her outspoken critique of the industry, has also pointed to drugs and manipulation as key components in Hollywood's darker operations. Wright has described parties where substances like cocaine, ketamine, and Viagra were often used not only to facilitate the indulgence of excess, but also to manipulate and exploit those caught in the web of Hollywood's powerful elite. These stories are not new. The history of Hollywood has been marred by similar allegations for decades, from the infamous casting couch stories to the more recent Me Too movement, which uncovered the deep-seated abuse perpetuated by figures like Harvey Weinstein. However, unlike in the past, there are now greater efforts to bring these issues into the light. The whistleblowers, survivors, and activists speaking out today are using platforms like social media and independent journalism to challenge the narrative shaped by Hollywood's elite. The role of media and public perception, selective reporting, and misinformation. One of the most contentious issues at the heart of this controversy is the role of the media. In an age where information can spread rapidly, media outlets have the power to either amplify or obscure the truth. Critics of the mainstream media, such as Joe Rogan and Candace Owens, have long pointed out the selective coverage that often surrounds stories about Hollywood's powerful figures. According to them, stories about Diddy, Oprah, and other high-profile individuals are frequently downplayed or dismissed if they do not fit the narrative that those in power wish to maintain. Rogan, in particular, has used his podcast to question the motivations behind media coverage, suggesting that the media often prioritizes relationships with powerful figures over holding them accountable. This selective reporting, they argue, creates an environment in which influential people can evade the consequences of their actions, while those without the same resources or protection are left to face the full weight of scrutiny. The consistent failure to hold celebrities accountable only reinforces the idea that they exist outside of the reach of the law or public accountability. In Oprah's case, her carefully cultivated public image of being a caring, compassionate leader is not only the result of her media savvy, but also the product of a media system that has allowed her to maintain that image unchallenged. However, the questions surrounding her involvement with Diddy, combined with the broader accusations of Hollywood corruption, suggest that her public persona may be hiding a more complex and troubling reality. The disturbing allegations involving Meek Mill, the case involving Diddy, is not the only scandal rocking Hollywood. Recently, new allegations have emerged about a disturbing incident involving rapper Meek Mill, who, according to some reports, found himself at the center of controversy after attending one of Diddy's infamous parties. According to these reports, Meek Mill was allegedly manipulated and possibly drugged during a late-night gathering that quickly spiraled out of control. In the alleged audio recordings, which have not been officially verified, Meek can be heard in a panicked state, reportedly pleading for his safety. Some of the claims suggest that Meek was subjected to humiliating treatment, with others alleging that his drink was spiked, making him vulnerable to coercion. While many have questioned the credibility of these allegations, others have pointed to Meek's own past lyrics and comments about doing anything for financial gain as potential indications that he may have been a willing participant in the debauchery. The troubling part of the story lies not only in the incident itself, but in the reactions that followed. When the rumors first started to surface, Meek Mill quickly denied everything, even threatening those who brought the allegations to light. However, as more evidence surfaced, Meek's attempts at damage control became increasingly frantic, culminating in a now infamous exchange with media personality academics. Despite the mounting pressure, Meek continued to deny any wrongdoing, even going so far as to call the allegations AI-generated in an attempt to discredit the accusations. This exchange highlights the deep level of denial and the paradox that often accompanies celebrity scandals. On one hand, celebrities like Meek Mill have the means and power to defend themselves against accusations. On the other hand, their refusal to engage with the allegations in a meaningful way only fuels the public's distrust of them. The situation underscores the importance of truth and transparency in these high-stakes matters. Meek Mill and Diddy. Unraveling the relationship. Meek Mill, a well-known rapper and former protege of Diddy, has become entangled in the growing storm of allegations. The story begins with a viral video resurfacing, showing Meek interacting with Diddy in what some have described as an intimate and unsettling manner. In the footage, Diddy can be heard praising Meek, calling him "Daddy," in what many saw as a questionable display of affection. The video was the first spark that set off a firestorm of rumors and allegations, but this was only the beginning. Shortly after the video, a disturbing audio recording began circulating on social media. Allegedly, the audio captured a conversation between Diddy and Meek Mill that was highly graphic and sexually suggestive. Many fans and critics were quick to label it as evidence of a deeper, more sinister relationship between the two. The speculation reached a fever pitch as more recordings and stories came to light, with some even claiming that Meek's drink had been spiked during a party, leaving him vulnerable to manipulation. Meek's response to these claims was swift, but somewhat contradictory. While he vehemently denied the allegations, he also made statements suggesting that the lawsuit filed against Diddy by a producer named Lil Rod was a fabrication. Meek tweeted that the lawsuit was computer-generated and tried to distance himself from the situation by claiming he was being targeted by blogs that wanted to destroy his reputation. Despite his protests, Meek never outright denied the allegations in a clear and definitive manner, leaving many questions unanswered. The complexity of the situation deepens as we examine the broader dynamics of the hip-hop industry. Meek Mill, despite his claims of innocence, had long been linked to Diddy's inner circle. Diddy, known for his lavish lifestyle and ostentatious displays of wealth, has often used his influence to recruit young talent into his orbit, offering them the promise of fame and fortune. But at what cost? The question remains whether Meek was coerced into participating in activities that blurred the lines between professional and personal relationships, or whether he was a willing participant all along. The hidden world of Diddy's alleged exploits. The controversy surrounding Meek Mill is far from an isolated incident. Diddy's name has been associated with a number of other artists, some of whom have also been embroiled in similarly disturbing allegations. Among these artists is Usher, another high-profile figure whose connection to Diddy has raised eyebrows over the years. Usher, who rose to fame at a young age, was once closely mentored by Diddy during his early years in the music industry. There are reports suggesting that Diddy may have played a more hands-on role in shaping Usher's career than was initially understood. As Usher's mentor, Diddy had access to the young artist in ways that were not just professional. Some sources have claimed that Diddy's interactions with Usher were inappropriate, especially considering the significant age gap between the two at the time. Usher was just a teenager when he entered the industry, and the notion that he was being mentored by someone who was significantly older, more powerful, and more experienced has raised concerns about potential exploitation. One particularly troubling story involves an alleged wrestling match between Diddy and Usher when Usher was still a child. According to some accounts, this interaction was not a simple display of camaraderie or bonding between a mentor and his protege. Instead, the description of the encounter raises serious questions about the nature of Diddy's relationship with Usher at the time. This story has been echoed by various sources within the music industry, though it remains unclear whether Usher was a willing participant or whether he was coerced into these interactions. In a deeper dive into Usher's time under Diddy's mentorship, some speculate that the young singer may have been exposed to an environment that normalized questionable behavior. It is alleged that Usher's introduction to the world of music and fame was not as innocent as it appeared, with rumors circulating about the kinds of parties and experiences Usher may have witnessed while in Diddy's company. The game: a willing participant or a victim? As the situation surrounding Diddy continues to evolve, another artist whose name has surfaced is The Game. The rapper, whose career was propelled forward by his association with Dr. Dre and later with Diddy, has also been linked to the mogul in a series of rumors and speculations. According to The Game, Diddy approached him with the idea of collaborating on an album, but their professional relationship never materialized in the way it was initially pitched. Instead of working together on music, The Game claims that he and Diddy spent the next 2 years living a lavish lifestyle, jet-setting around the world, attending extravagant parties, and indulging in excessive luxury. The Game revealed that he was showered with expensive gifts and treated to the high life by Diddy. But despite all of this, no music was ever made. The rapper confirmed in an interview that, during this period, he and Diddy spent a considerable amount of time partying in Atlanta, without ever stepping into a recording studio. The allegations surrounding The Game and Diddy paint a picture of a friendship, or perhaps a business relationship, built on excess and indulgence. While The Game himself has denied any inappropriate conduct, the stories surrounding this period raise questions about the nature of their interactions. Was The Game truly a willing participant in this lifestyle, or was he subtly manipulated into accepting Diddy's extravagant gifts and lifestyle? Did this experience mark a turning point in his career, one that was deeply shaped by his association with Diddy? In a different vein, rumors about The Game's past before his rise to fame have also surfaced. Some have speculated that he worked as a male exotic dancer before finding success in the rap game. While these claims remain unverified, the gossip has only fueled further speculation about Diddy's influence on young artists and whether his relationships with them were strictly professional or deeply personal in nature. Nick Cannon's role: a friend or a protector? Nick Cannon, a prominent television personality, actor, and musician, has also found himself in the spotlight as a result of Diddy's ongoing controversies. While Cannon has not been directly implicated in any of the allegations surrounding Diddy, his close relationship with the mogul has led to some uncomfortable public reflections. Cannon, who has had his own share of public controversies, most notably his comments that led to his brief suspension from Viacom CBS, has become a voice of reason for some in the entertainment world. In a recent podcast episode, Cannon discussed the complexities of supporting a friend who is facing serious allegations. He admitted that while he cared for Diddy, he found it difficult to reconcile his personal feelings with the accusations surrounding his friend. Cannon described his internal conflict as he navigated the situation, explaining that it was not easy to stand by someone in the public eye when their behavior is being called into question. He expressed sympathy for Cassie, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, who filed a lawsuit against him, alleging abuse and mistreatment during their relationship. Nick Cannon's comments shed light on the often complicated nature of celebrity friendships, where personal loyalty and public perception collide. While Cannon voiced his support for his friend, he also acknowledged the need for accountability and transparency in the face of serious accusations. His reflections are a reminder that, while friendship and loyalty are important, they should never come at the expense of justice and the truth. Diddy under federal investigation. The fallout. As the allegations against Diddy continued to build, the federal investigation into his activities intensified. In early 2024, Homeland Security raided Diddy's properties in Los Angeles and Miami, signaling the seriousness of the charges against him. The raids were linked to the ongoing allegations of human trafficking, abuse, and other criminal activities that have been levied against the mogul. Diddy, however, has denied all the claims, maintaining his innocence in the face of mounting public and legal pressure. As the federal authorities build their case, social media has exploded with discussions about Diddy's alleged activities and the potential involvement of other artists. Fans and critics alike are weighing in on the situation, with many expressing shock and disbelief over the extent of the allegations. However, the conversations on social media have also been marked by an undercurrent of skepticism, with some people questioning the credibility of the claims or suggesting that the allegations are the result of a smear campaign. The growing intensity of the situation is undeniable. With each new piece of information that emerges, the web of rumors and allegations surrounding Diddy becomes more complex. As more individuals come forward with their stories, the public is left to grapple with the uncomfortable truth that the world of fame and fortune is not always as glamorous as it appears. A mentor's influence, the pivotal role of Diddy in Usher's career. Usher Raymond, a global music icon, rose to fame in the 1990s, with Diddy playing a crucial role in shaping his early career. At the time, Usher was a young, ambitious artist eager to make his mark in the world of music. Diddy, already an established figure in the industry, was known for his hands-on approach in mentoring emerging talent. For Usher, being under Diddy's wing seemed like the opportunity of a lifetime. However, what appeared to be a golden opportunity has come under scrutiny in recent years, with accusations of abuse and manipulation surfacing as part of a broader narrative about the toxic culture in Hollywood. A troubling incident that allegedly occurred during Usher's time with Diddy involves an event that sent the young artist to the hospital. Usher himself has hinted at the emotional and physical toll that his relationship with Diddy took on him, though he has refrained from fully disclosing the details. According to sources close to Usher, this situation was a turning point that forced him to reevaluate his relationship with the mogul. The fact that Usher was allegedly hospitalized during this period speaks to the deep emotional and psychological strain he experienced while under Diddy's mentorship. Usher's struggles were compounded by the toxic environment that Diddy fostered. The world of lavish parties, excess, and indulgence that Diddy inhabited was one that Usher found himself thrust into, despite his young age. Usher, a teenager at the time, was allegedly exposed to a lifestyle of partying, alcohol, and late-night activities that most adults would find overwhelming. While Usher was eager to prove himself, he was reportedly faced with difficult choices about the type of artist he wanted to become, and the personal toll that this lifestyle would have on his future. Despite these challenges, Usher's talent shone through, and he ultimately became one of the most successful artists of his generation. However, as Usher reflects on his time under Diddy's influence, it's clear that the experience left lasting scars. Usher himself has admitted to feeling uncomfortable in certain situations, such as being pressured to attend clubs that were not age-appropriate, and he has spoken about the tough decisions he had to make in order to protect himself from further exploitation. The Swiss hotel incident, allegations of degradation and exploitation. One of the most disturbing stories about Diddy's behavior during this period involves an alleged incident at the Swiss hotel. According to an insider, Diddy was in a room with Kim Porter, his ex-girlfriend, and one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers. The details of the incident were alarming. It's claimed that Diddy was having a sexual encounter with one of the women when Usher, who was in the vicinity, witnessed the events unfold. The story goes that the woman performed oral sex on Diddy in a public area, right outside a bedroom, with Usher allegedly being a bystander. Usher, who was said to have knocked on the door during this incident, opened it to find a troubling scene unfolding. The entire situation paints a grim picture of the kind of behavior that Diddy seemed to normalize within his circle. This episode raises serious questions about the nature of Diddy's relationships with those under his mentorship, particularly younger artists like Usher. It suggests that Diddy's interactions with these individuals were not always about fostering their professional growth, but rather about controlling and manipulating them for his own gratification. The fact that Usher was a witness to such a disturbing act further complicates the narrative, as it indicates that he may have been subjected to emotional trauma from the very person who was supposed to guide and protect him. The Swiss hotel incident also highlights the power dynamics at play. Diddy, as the powerful mogul, had the ability to manipulate situations to his advantage, while Usher, a young artist trying to make his way in the industry, was left in a position where he had to accept these behaviors as part of the process. This unhealthy power dynamic is something that has been alleged time and time again in stories about the entertainment industry, where the lines between professional relationships and personal manipulation often blur. The Meek Mill allegations, a new layer of controversy. As the allegations surrounding Diddy continue to unfold, another name has emerged in the controversy: Meek Mill. The rapper, who has long been a prominent figure in the hip-hop world, is now at the center of a new set of allegations related to Diddy's supposed parties and personal behaviors. According to some reports, Meek Mill's drink was allegedly spiked during a gathering at one of Diddy's infamous parties, leaving him vulnerable to exploitation. This new layer of the story is fueled by a disturbing audio clip that has surfaced online, allegedly featuring Meek Mill in distress while Diddy is heard in the background. The recording, which some sources claim was leaked by a former bodyguard of Diddy's, has sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. In the audio, Meek Mill is reportedly screaming in agony, while Diddy continues with whatever he is doing. The details are graphic, and the clip has only added fuel to the already raging fire of rumors and accusations surrounding Diddy's behavior. While some people have dismissed the recording as fake, others believe it is a reflection of the darker, more sinister side of Diddy's parties. The fact that Meek Mill has been defensive in his responses to the allegations has only heightened suspicions about his involvement. Meek has repeatedly denied the claims, but his refusal to address the details directly has led many to question whether he is trying to cover up the truth. Diddy's legal and public response: denial and apology. Alongside these new allegations, Diddy's legal troubles continue to mount. In 2023, his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura filed a lawsuit against him, accusing him of sexual abuse, violence, and sex trafficking. The case eventually settled, but just days after the settlement, a shocking video surfaced showing Diddy allegedly assaulting Cassie in a hotel lobby in Los Angeles. The footage, which appeared to show Diddy pushing, kicking, and dragging Cassie, was a stark contrast to the public image he had carefully cultivated over the years. Diddy's response to the video was swift, but somewhat defensive. He took to Instagram to acknowledge the video, admitting that his behavior was inexcusable. He expressed regret for his actions and claimed to have sought therapy and professional help to address his issues. While Diddy did not ask for forgiveness, he did apologize for his actions and pledged to be better moving forward. His response, while somewhat contrite, was met with skepticism by many who felt that the apology was more about damage control than genuine remorse. The release of this video and Diddy's subsequent apology have only deepened the public's mistrust of him. The allegations surrounding his relationships with women, combined with the disturbing rumors about his interactions with younger male artists, paint a picture of a man who has abused his power and influence in ways that go far beyond what the public previously understood. Birdman. a different kind of relationship. As the scandal continues to unfold, other figures in the hip-hop world have been implicated in Diddy's controversial lifestyle. One of the most notable is Birdman, the co-founder of Cash Money Records, who has had a long-standing business relationship with Diddy. Recently, a video surfaced showing Diddy and Birdman interacting in a seemingly affectionate manner. In the clip, Diddy is seen patting Birdman's shiny head and embracing him in a way that some fans have found unsettling. The video has sparked further speculation about the nature of Diddy's relationships with other powerful figures in the industry, particularly those who have been close to him for years. The dynamics between Diddy, Birdman, and other influential figures in the hip-hop world are part of a larger story about power, control, and manipulation. The fact that Diddy and Birdman appear so comfortable in each other's company suggests a deep and complex bond, but one that may not be entirely innocent. Conclusion: a web of secrets and allegations. As more details continue to emerge about Diddy's alleged behavior and relationships, the public is left grappling with the uncomfortable reality of abuse, manipulation, and exploitation in the entertainment industry. The stories of Usher, Meek Mill, Cassie, and others paint a disturbing picture of a culture in which power is wielded in ways that are both unhealthy and damaging. The ongoing legal battles and public scrutiny surrounding Diddy are far from over. As more individuals come forward with their own stories and new evidence surfaces, the truth behind the allegations will continue to unfold. However, one thing is certain: the entertainment industry is facing a reckoning, and the dark undercurrents of Hollywood's elite are finally being exposed to the light. The question now is not whether these allegations are true, but rather how the industry will respond. Will the power structures that have protected figures like Diddy for years continue to shield them from accountability? Or will this be the moment when the entertainment world is forced to reckon with its toxic culture? Only time will tell.